When Jesus told his disciples about the Holy Spirit, he referred to the Holy Spirit as a comforter. And I think that's a really cool image for the Holy Spirit, to think about him being a comforter, because we all need comfort in this world. I mean, it's difficult to navigate life, and there's all kinds of struggles and hardships and difficulties. And, when we're following Jesus, those things actually tend to go on the rise as opposed to decreasing. And so we really do need a comforter. But I don't think the Holy Spirit is necessarily a comforter like I've always imagined him being. When Jesus referred to him as a comforter, and I read those words, I almost kind of picture like the Holy Spirit just kind of being there to give you a hug and say it's going to be all right, and don't worry, and don't stress out, and I'm right here with you, bucko. And yet that's not necessarily been my experience with the Holy Spirit as a comforter. Yes, I do believe that he is comforting in the sense that he is always with me, and that his presence is here, and I'm not alone in anything that I'm facing or going through. But what I've noticed is the way the Holy Spirit is a comforter is in the way he works in different people at the same time. So like in the book of Acts, here's Peter, and he has this vision of food being laid out before him, and he's told to eat it all. But there's unclean foods in there, and these things go against his understanding of the world, his worldview. His worldview says that, no, these things are off limits. I'm not allowed to eat them. They went against the Old Testament law. And in the vision, it was like, no, get up and eat. It's all okay. It's open now. And that was disturbing to him, because that really rocked his world. I mean, this was a massive shift in thinking, and he's like, whoa, am I crazy here? Am I alone? Am I kind of out on the edge? And yet the Holy Spirit was going to provide some real comfort. But the way he did it was the Holy Spirit was also working in another person. He was working in this guy Cornelius, a Gentile. And I was revealing himself to Cornelius, and Cornelius actually sends for Peter to come to Cornelius's house. Now, Peter wouldn't go to a Gentile's house, but he has this vision, and at the same time, Cornelius is having a vision where he's told to send for Peter. And the way the Holy Spirit is a comforter is he was working in more than one person at the same time, and then he brought them together. And this is ultimately how the gospel was really ushered into the Gentile world. I mean, this is a massive shift and a big change in the early days of the church. Really important stuff. And as Peter made this move and this shift and this change, he didn't do it alone. The Holy Spirit was working in different people at the same time and then confirming that. And so as we're following Jesus and we're praying for one, and we're asking him to use us and to allow us to be a part of what he's up to, the Holy Spirit will oftentimes move us into situations that we wouldn't normally be a part of, that we might have even thought were off limits, or really maybe even just off limits for me, like, that's beyond me, or that's maybe not my responsibility, or I wouldn't know what to do in that situation, or I'd be in so far over my head. Yeah. And the comfort that the Holy Spirit provides is maybe not just a little pat on the back saying, all right, go get him, champ. It might be that he's moving in somebody else who's saying, hey, yeah, you're the one. You're exactly what I need. And bringing you together. And there's comfort in that to say, I am right where I'm supposed to be, right when I'm supposed to be there. And this is a God-ordained moment. And when we live like that, there is such a comfort and joy in being a part of what God is up to. And we also have somebody else to celebrate it with. The Holy Spirit's a comfort, and we need him. Let's go, church.